Evening Club here, we're back for another weekly roundup. Premier League Game Week 12 and the Champions League midweek. And as always, we finish up with this boys pack challenge. So, starting off with Chelsea and Burnley. Chelsea won 2-0, I expected that there. Then into Bournemouth West Ham 2-2. I expected Bournemouth to do that. I think Semenyo not playing was the big one there. Brentford and Brighton taking it 2-1. I expected Brentford to do it against Brighton, to be honest. I didn't expect. I thought they would have, but anyway, it wasn't to be. Sunderland, big win away to Fulham, winning 1-0. Again, like I've said in previous weeks, Sunderland are up there with Crystal Palace and Bournemouth as the top performers this year, and I think they'll all be okay. So that leaves Liverpool. Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 3. A big win for Sean Dyche. A massive win for Sean Dyche. Look, folks, I'm not going to spend too much energy on Liverpool because as Man United fans, we've got enough problems of our own, right? But here's the thing. I love the stick and the banter that comes with, between United and Liverpool, and it's part of the history. It's probably the two most successful clubs in the history of English football, right? And there's no denying that. But whenever you're going to dissect a game, it can't be the referee and the referee's granny and the referee's uncle's fault. I mean, that was one goal that they were shouting about on Saturday. So take that out of it, right? That was from the corner that led to Van Dijk's mistake, not dealing with it. They're saying there was something wrong there in the build-up, right? Take that out of it, you're still beating 2-0 but Nottingham Forest. Right? So there you are. Still, So what are you shouting about? Still 2-0, right? And also, I'm going to give you a wee stat here too, just for you boys that like stats and stuff. Do you see all them last minute winners, late winners at the start of the season you had? If you hadn't had them, you'd be sitting at the bottom of the league right now. Haven't spent 422 million. And this is what gets me, right? These boys have sat for years shouting, barking about spending this and you have to invest and everybody's bought the league and City's bought the league and all this. Arsenal are building towards it as well. Do you see in modern football, boys, you will not survive in the Premier League without having a window of strength and position. It's not about buying it up. It's not about buying the league. It's about investing in the right places. And now Liverpool are starting to see that one window of bad investment can set the club back 5 or 6 years. Because you have to remember, all them players are tied to long-term contracts. So if they don't perform, you're in trouble. So it's not about buying the trophies and all the rest, and you're probably about to find that out yourselves now. So, I mean, it's like, I'll say if United's bad or not, and we're going to find that out very shortly. And I go on through these results. I hate people that are deluded, and don't call it as it is. I mean, if your team's playing bad, you can't deny it, and you can't sit and hide behind a fence and back that. You have to support your team and you hope your team wins, but at the same time you have to say it. Be real, and say it as it is. And I'll have a wee bit more respect for you. So, yeah, 422 million spent in the summer, the biggest spend in a single window in the history of the Premier League, and they're now sitting below the team that everybody laughed at, that finished 15th last year. And again, like I said, if it wasn't for them couple of late winners earlier on in the season, he'd be sitting bottom of the table now. So that takes us into Wolves and Palace, 2-0 to Palace. Expected that, to be honest. Rolling on now into Arsenal and Spurs. Well, I mean, Eze was unreal. A hat trick in the London derby against Spurs. I mean, he was fantastic, and it's good to see because Eze came in for a lot of stick, and yeah, he was over the past 3-4 seasons, he was probably one of Palace's better players, him and Olise. So that takes us in now to Monday night. Everton 1, Man United 0. And this is, again, you're about to see the difference in me and a lot of Liverpool fans now, because this is my team that I love and I hope to get back to some sort of stability. And sometimes I just don't know if or when or how it's going to come. But I mean, 10 men, Everton go down to 10 men at home. We're at Old Trafford, right? And we took off Derby and brought on Dallow. Luke Shaw walked about the pitch like, I don't know, like is he told to sit or not go, or like, I mean, Shaw's a fraud. Shaw's doing to that club what Phil Jones was allowed to do, and I don't care. Like, Phil Jones is a nice lad and he can be a nice lad, but we seem to just carry players. We carry them for far too long, and that's the biggest problem in our club right now. Like I said it 3 or 4 years ago, I said it 2 seasons ago in Old Trafford, and I said it again. There was a family sitting in front of me at the Man City game last year, Caleb. And there was a family sitting in front of me and they were like, oh, look, Shaw's warming up. And I was like, and that'll help us. And they turned around and they looked at me and goes, what do you mean? And I says, well, I mean, he's a good player, but he's never there. I mean, how long do you keep giving contracts to players that aren't giving any input to the club? It's been allowed to happen for far too long. And the simple reason that Man United's in the mess we're in is down to the Glazer family and Ed Woodward and John Murdoch. It's a combination of not listening to managers, not listening to Josie, not listening to Ralph Rangnick, not listening to Ollie, pulling the trigger quickly. And I mean, it looks like Omar Beretta and Jason Wilcox have some sort of, and Sir Jim, there's something happening in a positive way right now, because the keeper has been great. And I mean, they were decent signings in the summer. It just can't, bad luck with injuries. And our squad depth is not anywhere near where it needs to be. But I think that our biggest problem right now is, and even last year, wasn't up front. It's at the back, and it's in the middle of the park. If the club is backing Ruben, then our midfielders are not suited to Ruben's system. Because Bruno is not an 8. Bruno needs, and he doesn't play in a 2. Bruno needs to have two along with him. You're not getting the best out of Bruno in a 2. No matter how good he plays, or I don't care if he scores a hat-trick next week or whatever, you are not seeing the best out of Bruno in a 2. And you don't see the best out of him out wide either. So that's up for debate. And Casemiro is fantastic. A fantastic pro, but he's just, we don't, like, that was, Casemiro and Varane was money spent players that we shouldn't have spent. Simple as that. But I'm very thankful that Casemiro was there, because we got to meet him, didn't we, Gil?
Yeah.
You know, a multiple Champions League winner with Real Madrid, one of the best CDMs in the history of football, and a member of one of the greatest midfield trios in the history of football. So to say you get to meet somebody of that stature is fantastic. But right now, I mean, I don't want to overload Ruben or nothing, but I mean, a wise old man once said in an interview with Gary Neville, if you're 1-0 down at home and you're going into the last 10 minutes of the game, what's the point of your back four sitting at the back? Why not? Because you put 2 or 3 more heads in the box, well, what's the worst going to happen? You're already getting beat 1-0. I don't know. Anyway, so Everton beat United, and that's us over into the Champions League. Now, Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. the best thing that happened in that game was Cucurella putting Lamine Yamal in his back pocket, and Chelsea's goalkeeper's interview after the match in Spanish, where the reporter asked him a question about Lamine Yamal and all the rest, and he asked the reporter, did you not watch the game? Everybody's good until they come to England. And I want to touch on that, folks, because Bojan Krkic was unbelievable at Barcelona's academy and come to the Premier League and didn't do it. Angel Di Maria is fantastic for Argentina, fantastic for Benfica, unbelievable for Real Madrid, a great footballer for PSG, come to the Premier League, couldn't do it. And countless others, right? It's different gravy, and that's what Cristiano Ronaldo, for me, will always have over Messi. He done it in the Premier League. It's different gravy. It's different gravy. The Premier League, I don't care. So, yeah, Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. Leverkusen beating City. It's a shock to Pep. Arsenal, that was a fantastic result against Bayern Munich.
Yep.
3-1. And then Liverpool, they couldn't wait to get Man United on Monday night and Tuesday and everything else, and then they go out themselves on Wednesday night, and PSV Eindhoven 4, Liverpool 1. How long does it go on before he comes under a bit of pressure? 422 million spent, and this is what's happening. If this, the press, the Sky Sports News, that could not wait to get at United after that match on Monday night. Yet I don't see anything about any pressure on Slot. And I'll tell you now, folks, Slot has lost the plot, and that's a fact. Newcastle United 1, Marseille 2. Here's another man I've touched on a few times now. A big win against City, yes, at home last week, and all the rest, or a few weeks ago, whatever it was, or whenever, anyhow, Newcastle and City. I just can't remember. I think I might have touched on it. Did I? Let me see.
I don't think he did.
But he had a result against City, and I mean, it didn't go down well for Pep, and there we are, Marseille, Mason Greenwood and Aubameyang. I know Greenwood didn't score, but I mean, they were beat, and if Eddie Howe wasn't English, he'd come in for a bit more pressure too, so he would. Folks, that covers the big two here. Barcelona hammered Real Madrid. Well, not much to shout about there. A steady win, getting their business done quietly. Folks, nothing else to say except, Caleb, have you been a good boy this week, son?
Yep.
Have you made your bed every day?
Yeah.
And good at school?
Yeah.
Giving us no cheek? Mum and daddy?
Yeah.
Listening?
Yeah.
Good at training?
Yeah.
Listening at training?
Yeah.
Listening to your matches?
Yeah.
Practicing your football?
Yeah.
I think you get your practice on this week.
Two.
You've been an extra special boy this week, so he was a really good boy this week, so we got him 2 packs this week. Folks, bear with us till we get through these packs here.
It's good because I think you knew I got all my spellings last one.
You got all the spellings right. What were you going to say, Caleb?
So
I think you knew what?
I think you knew that
Look at the camera, son.
That I got all my spellings right.
You got all the spellings right, folks. So that's why I got him an extra pack. These are too exciting, folks. From now on, we're just going to shout about the exciting ones. Tarkovsky. Beast Mode, Matera. Brilliant.
Oh my god.
Who's this here? Carvalho. And Tackers, Everton.
This has been so mad since.
Not much to shout about. Rasmus Højlund, he's now at Napoli. We'll stick him in because he's part of the collection for this year. Folks, nothing really mad in that pack.
Except for the breakthrough one.
Come on, give her that.
Boo.
Come on.
Yeah.
Let me see. Not much to get excited about. Who's this? Leno.
My grand will be kissing that.
Oh, I have to show this. So the biggest 1-0, and just for Caleb's grandma so he sees it. What's the first card comes out of the pack this week, boys? An Everton badge. How's your luck, Caleb? Came out. Oh! Madueke! Listen. Headliners, Jordan Pickford, folks. Special card, full force. I'm not trying. Pascal Strukic or whatever. I get a good laugh at that. Don't just me trying to pronounce that. Pro partnership, Brennan Johnson, Dusan Kulusevski. I think Spurs are missing Kulusevski right now, to be honest. Onana, I don't know what to make of that lad, to be honest. I don't know. Andre, midfielder.
You do not like this man.
Well, he's a bit finished on it now, but it's a decent card. He's still a quality player. Virgil van Dijk, I dropped him. See? Liverpool stuff doesn't even want to stay in my hand. So, we've started with Everton and finished with Liverpool. How's your luck? Folks,
Two rivals.
a great week. Sorry to drag it out there in my in-depth feelings on United and Liverpool. Folks, that's all. A busy week. We're looking ahead now. We have Palace this weekend, so stay tuned for that. We'll have a pre-match ritual and our post-match reactions coming. Apart from that, thanks for watching. Remember to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for everything else coming. And as always, Caleb, stay safe and keep on balling.